What's up, Internet? It's Dumbass Panicos Gaming, and we're doing some more shiny hunting today. So, we've already done a few of these Corsola hunts. You know how it goes. Let's just get right into it. Hopefully, I pray we can get this tonight. Because I think I said at the end of the last one, this is the worst hunt I've had to do so far. Technically, I know, Registeel was a lot more total encounters, but technically it's not at odds yet. It's still at, was it 4096 or something is what odds is at? So we still got a little ways to go on that before it has gone way over. Whereas this one is like 50% over odds. Because odds is 512 when we're at 750, so not great. But that's okay. Shit happens sometimes. We should get up to around 850 tonight. I'm starting just a little bit later than I would have liked. Where are we at? 3 eggs. Let me go ahead and turn down the music on my end a little bit. I think it's fine on the stream. I don't know. Oh, let's grab this egg and then get going. But yeah, this stream is, I don't really have, like, a backup right now, so... you know what I can do? I won't, like, keep track of it, but I can work on my, Galarian Slowbro a little bit. Or not, Slowbro, but, Slowpoke. We'll just work on that a little bit if we get this, like, super quickly. I'll say within, like, 30 minutes we'll do that for a little while. There's the wrong buttons. There we go. But if this takes like longer than 30 minutes before we get the shiny, if we get the shiny tonight, then we'll just end the stream there and it'll be fine. And then we'll start, I guess, Galarian Zigzagoon tomorrow. Reminder, the plan right now, if you watch this like on Twitch within the next like day or so, we'll do another shiny hunt tomorrow, which if somehow we still haven't gotten this, then, it'll be that. And then Sunday will be more Let's Go Eevee. And then next Wednesday should be the finale of Let's Go Eevee. And then from there on out, it's just going to be Sword and Shield shiny hunts. Unless for some reason there's an event in one of the other games. Which would be very weird. I wouldn't complain, it would just be weird. There is a chance that sometime this month we will see, because actually, as of 30 minutes ago, it's now October. We might see an event this month for the wild area in Sword and Shield. And if we do, then obviously I'll do that. Other than that, though, I think this is pretty much just going to be... just shiny hunting Galarian forms for this month. Actually, I'll probably just be that till Scarlet and Violet come out. The goal right now is I want to do one of each species still. So I still need Zigzagoon, Daramuka, or Darmanitan, whichever one is the unevolved form. There's another one. I'm not remembering it off the top of my head now, which is a problem. And then Stunfisk. And then if we... have I hatched 4 already? Really? No, I've hatched 5. Okay. Even more than I thought, actually. Cool. I don't remember the other one... The other species that I haven't done yet. But if we get all of those, then we'll start working on the duplicates, like Slowpoke again, if I still need another one, which I probably will, another Zigzagoon, etc. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head what the, that last species that I'm going to be missing is. Because I need 2 Galarian Zigzagoon shiny, because I need Zigzagoon and Linoon. And then Daramuka and Darmanitan. I believe that's what those 2 are. And then there's one other that there's 2 of. And then Stunfisk is just by itself. Though they're, again, I do still also need 2 more Galarian Slowpoke. And, oh, I forgot to show this off. Let's go ahead. How many are we at right now? 4, 3, 3, cool. Up. That was the wrong button. Ignore that. So yesterday, I think it's this one? I actually don't know. These might be messed. No, it's not this one. Because these are messed up because the, Nope. Where is it? Is it this over here? Because my dates are all messed up for my saves. Yes, okay, it is this one. I guess you can already tell what this is going to be. But I was working on getting some more female forms yesterday. Or last night. And I went and got this thing, which was awesome. So, yeah. We got another shiny Drifloon, which is awesome. Or, sorry, Drifloon. Because I already got the one, and then I evolved it, and then... so now I have the unevolved form as well. And then also, last night, I was just checking Pokemon Go, and I got a shiny Natu as well. So, we've been on a good roll recently. Because I got those 2... And then before the stream yesterday, actually, I got a, through Pokemon Home, I got a shiny Octillery. So, yeah, we've gotten like 3 shinies in the last 2 days. Kind of 1 day, like 1.5 days. Anyways, potentially we can make it 4 here as well. Actually, I guess it was 3 shinies within like 6 hours. Cool, we're already doing this shit. We're on the 2nd set of eggs here. No, I hit Y multiple times. Thank you, game. Hold on a second. Oh, there's a sizable amount of audio lag now. Cool. I wonder if that's why it's doing it, because the, there's some delay or something. It just seems like my inputs aren't going in quite correctly. Trying to think if I've done much else. I mean, yeah, I got a few of the, a few more female forms. I got another one of the forms for, Furfrou the other night. Or last night, I guess. Last night? Yeah, I think it was last night. Because for Furfrou, there are 8 forms? 10 forms? Because you have, Heart form, which is only for Valentine's Day. The, like, 2 always available forms. This is on Pokemon Go, by the way. So, I believe Bandy and, Matron form, and then there's 3 like wide regional forms with the one for the US, which I forget how to pronounce, the one for Europe and like Africa and stuff, which is I believe Diamond form, Star form, which is in Asia only, and then there's also 3 more bullshit forms, which are. And also, yes, there's 10 total Furfrou forms, including the base form. But there's 3 really bullshit ones where there's Pharaoh form in Egypt, and then there's another one in France and another one in Japan. So, you know, that's fun. But I got the Star form last night. So I technically only need 4 more forms of Furfrou, because I already had, just kind of by dumb luck, honestly. I wasn't even, like, trying to do it. I just happened upon it, like, last year. I got the heart form of it already. Yeah, the Heart form, the 2 always availables, the US form, and now the Japan form. Or it might have been Europe? I forget which one it was. So yeah, I just need the 3, like, singular country ones, and then the last, like, big region one. I'm hoping at some point in Pokemon Go, they just have an event where you can, like, just for, like, a week, you can access any of the forms from anywhere. That would be really nice. But I want to say Furfrou has been confirmed for, Scarlet and Violet. In which case, hopefully we can just get all the forms in that. But we'll see. I think what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and stock up... Oh, right. The last egg should be taking a little while. Okay. I'll try and stock up 4 Furfrou in Pokemon Go. If I can get any more this... before the end of Fashion Week this year. I do have 1 in there. So I just need 3 more. But I'll try and just have those stocked up in case, like, there is an event or something. And then if there is, dope. If there's not, then, well, we'll just get it at some point. Don't know when. Let me see here. Let me actually go ahead and check Cerebi. The Pokedex. Oh, maybe I'm not right then. I must not be right. Okay, I'm not going to search the whole page for it, but Fur didn't pull up anything anyways. So maybe I'm wrong about that. Hopefully it will be, being that in theory the region should be right next to the Kalos region. Assuming the, you know, Pokemon world is laid out similarly to the real world. Since the new games take place in Spain and Portugal, or that peninsula. Is it Iberia? Is that the name of the peninsula? Anyways. But yeah, so in theory that should be right next to France, which is Kalos, so... But we'll see. I'm already happy to see as many Pokemon as we have returning. Or at least I'm somewhat happy. I would really like to see every Pokemon that hasn't been in a Switch title return in Scarlet and Violet, but we'll see if that happens. But we have already seen a good number of them. We already know, like, Pavilion. It's like a big one for me, just because that's a big collector one, because there's, like, a bunch of different forms. Are there... It's like 20 or 30 different forms of Pavilion. I don't think there's multiple boxes worth, but it's a pretty damn full box. Really? Again? We're already doing this shit twice now? Jesus fucking Christ. We haven't even gotten fucking 4 eggs. By the end of this, I'm going to be getting 1 single egg and then hatching it before the next one even fucking spawns. Come the fuck on, please. I've already had enough of a pain-in-the-ass day at work. I don't need bullshit with shiny hunting. Again, I say this every time I do a shiny hunt. Please, for the love of God, I hope Scarlet and Violet just makes the eggs more consistent. They can be the same average, just bring down that range by like 90%. Please, for the love of Christ. It's just like, that's by far the most annoying part about this. I don't know what's going on with my fucking controls today. Problem is, in order to reset any sort of delay there, I either have to change scenes to just like a blank scene, or just something without the Elgato on it. And then when I change it back, sometimes that fixes it. Or usually that fixes it, but when there's like a big delay, which there shouldn't be, because there wasn't any at the beginning of the stream, Sometimes I have to just straight up undock and redock the Switch. And then usually do the scene switching again just to get it, like, correct. It's bizarre that the undocking fixes it when... I don't know. One day I'll replace this Elgato. But first I need to find Intel A380. I'll pick one of those up. And then we'll figure it out from there. Yeah, I mean, that Elgato is... Well, it's by far the... actually... I was gonna say it's the oldest component of my system, but actually one of my hard drives is really old. That's something I really need to deal with pretty soon here. I just need to buy, like, a cheap 1 terabyte drive. Actually, what I should do, honestly, is, clone that drive onto my 8 terabyte drive. Because it's just the 1 terabyte. It probably has like 600 gigs on it. But clone it onto that. And then probably just get rid of that hard drive. I mean, it's so old, and selling a used hard drive is sketchy shit. Because it's not secure in any way to do that. Like, you can try and do the data deletion shit as much as you want. I would never be comfortable with it. Even after, like, what is it? You can, like, basically fill it with data and then erase the data and then refill it, like, 30 times in a row. Which probably is fine. But, like, it just feels sketch. And also, like, you shouldn't buy a used hard drive either, because God knows what sort of ticking time bomb you're putting your data onto. But what I can do is I can replace that, put a SSD in there, just a decent one, and then I can basically use that SSD as my recording disk, and my, like, remuxing, so changing the file type, basically, after I record. And then just copy the new file onto my, the big drive, once, like, I've already uploaded it and everything. Actually, it'd be a very good idea. I should really do that. How many are we at? 2 or 3? 2. We're already starting to do the circle game. You know, I was kidding when I said we're going to get to the point where I'm getting single eggs before I have to fucking move them. Are you fucking... Thank you. I'm only going to do a few circles here, though, before I pull them out of the party, because those first 2 are already about done for. Alright, just pull them now. Not even gonna fucking mess with it. This is already getting really old tonight, I'm gonna be honest. Wasn't a good mood before I started this. To be fair, I'm in a fine mood right now, too. It's just like... I don't understand why it is that sometimes you just, like... The eggs just don't spawn. And it's just like... It wouldn't be such a big issue if it weren't for the fact that then the eggs start hatching, and then it's just like, well, now it's just completely wasting my time. Because when the eggs don't hatch... Why is that still working? Anyways. Welcome in, Carl Nori. Or... Carol Nori, however you pronounce your name. Welcome in. Appreciate you tuning in. But yeah, it's annoying because, like, it messes up both in that it makes it take longer, because every time they hatch, they make... Or there's at least a chance that all the other eggs will kind of be progressed forward in their... how close they are to hatching. I said that in the weirdest way possible, but hopefully you understood what I meant. But then also it just, like, it throws off my fucking organization, so it's just like... I don't know. But hopefully Scarlet and Violet do something about that, because it's really the only thing that I hate about eggs, besides the fact that sometimes they take way longer than they probably should. Well, more eggs than they probably should to get the shiny. But also just like, if they could just make them spawn more consistently, please. But supposedly that's all, or some of that stuff's getting changed in the new games, so hopefully. It's not like I'm just blindly hoping. There is at least something in the leaks to indicate that some stuff is changing, so hopefully that's something that they do. Did that way later than I should have. Whoops. Or way earlier than I should have. We still have one more? I do still have one more, alright. Oh, there we go. Yeah, probably gonna get up to about 850, well, not even about, I'll get up to 850 eggs tonight. Hopefully we get it by then. I really hope it doesn't keep going. I'm curious. 1 second, sorry. I'm just curious what percentage we're gonna be at for how likely I am to have seen it by now. When we get to 850, that is 511, 512. Put you up to the 50th. Oh yeah, we'll be over. We'll be just over 80%. We'll be at like 81% likely that I should have seen the shiny by now. By the time I get up to 850, that is. Which that does remind me, I need to go back and fix some stuff with that with the counter actually, because I never went in and fixed whatever the weird math issue that I was having that didn't make any sense whatsoever, but somehow 1 divided by 10 was like not 10%, which was just weird. All right. I think that was one more that I need. I'll double check right after. Yep, there we go. Yep. Alright, well, that was nice. That group went fast. Now if it could just be like that every time. Or even, you know, never mind, I'll stop bitching about it. I complain enough about it on every stream anyways. I do hope we see another Halloween wild area event. Going back to talk about the like issues with the counter or whatever, because it's just hopefully we get another repeat, or not a repeat, Well, if we do get a repeat, hopefully it's the Pumpkaboo event that they did in, what was it, 2020 was the first Halloween for this game? Or Trevenant. I'd be super thrilled if it was Trevenant as well. Or, sorry, not Pumpkaboo. I mean, I guess Pumpkaboo would be okay. I would just have to trade it with someone. But if I can get a Gourgeist, that would be even better. Well, we're about to be over 78%. Please, Corsola. Sorry. Let me hatch the last one. Make sure there's one more to hatch, even. Okay. Let me hatch this real quick. I want to see how likely I am to get it after 100 eggs. I'm sure I've looked at that before, but I've not remembered it. Alright. So like an 18% chance of getting it every time we do 100 eggs. So in theory, I should be averaging like 5 to 6 streams every time I shiny hunt, which I think this is day 6? Maybe? 6 or 7? I used to try and like keep track of that in the stream title, but after Registeel hurt me, I haven't cared. Granted, Registeel is like the big one, because, you know, how long that has taken, and I still don't have it. That's I guess that is a thing I could do. Hold on, let me just do this real quick. Does this still have my Registeel numbers? It has the icon for Registeel. Oh well. We could swap over to that if we, maybe I will. If I get this early tonight. Probably gonna go, well, I mean, we'll go to 100 eggs, but we'll probably go till around, probably around like 2:30 tonight. It's about 1 a.m. right now, so. But I'll try and do a little bit of Registeel if we get this, like, super early. Even though I think I already said if I got this super early, then I would... What did I say I was gonna do? I'm not even sure now that I think about it. Come on. Come on. Jesus. Alright, back to this shit. So I think of the first 6 sets of eggs that I've hatched, one of them went smoothly, or 2. Now it fucking spawns them. Fucking goddamn it. That's the most annoying thing too, because it's like, goddamn it, I said I was gonna stop bitching about this, but it's like, as soon as you put it away, it seems like about 50% of the time, then the next one finally spawns. But if you don't ever put them away, it will just not spawn the next one. Or at least that's what it feels like. Obviously, I don't think there's any actual logic to that in terms of like the game code or anything, but boy does it feel like it sometimes. But yeah, hopefully we see another Halloween event for this game. Hopefully, like when BDSP came out, we'll get an event in this game for that as well, for when the new games come out. I probably won't stream that because I'll probably be too interested in streaming the new games. So I'll probably just work on that hunt offline. And then hopefully we'll get some sort of equivalent of wild area events in... Oh, 777, is this it? Is this the lucky one? No. Okay. But yeah, hopefully we get some sort of equivalent to the wild area events in, I hate this fucking pop filter. Okay. But yeah, hopefully we get some sort of equivalent to the wild area events in Scarlet and Violet. Because I have really enjoyed those. I didn't end up actually doing all of them, which was a mistake. Although, at the time, I wasn't trying to do a shiny dex, so I wasn't too worried about some of them. Like, Tauros was the big one. Tauros I never, I did some hunting for it. I probably did, like, 20 or 30 attempts. And I just never got it, and I never bothered to go back to it. And then, when the next wild area event popped up, I think at the time I didn't know that it saved even after the event was over. As long as you don't overwrite it, it still kind of sticks around. So you can still get, like, the event dens. But I don't know if I knew that at the time. But anyways, like, whatever the next one that came out was, I was way more interested in getting that. So I was just like, okay, I'll just overwrite it. I don't care. And again, at the time, I didn't care about a shiny dex. I was still working on my living dex. Because this was long before I got to the point where all I had left was, like, mythics and stuff. This was probably when I was still playing... Honestly, I was probably still... Whoops. I was probably still playing X and Y. Or Y, specifically. Alright, I might have even been playing, a Gen 5 game at the time. Maybe? I don't remember. But yeah, before I started streaming, I basically had a living dex. Did I clean out my party? I don't know that I did. I don't think I did. Oh, no, I did. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I basically had a living dex. Well, I had living dex besides mythics. Because I remember now I still needed stuff like Hoopa, and, is that the... I think Hoopa was, like, a major one. But yeah, I had to, still get all those. Technically, I still need a Diancie. Hey, what's up, Derpy Boy? Welcome to the stream. But yeah, the Diancie that I have is not legit at all. But being that that hasn't been available at any point on the Switch, I'm not too worried about it. And I don't know, hopefully it will be soon, because I mean, we got legit versions of Volcanion, Genesect, and Marshadow recently. But yeah, besides that, my living dex is basically... It's got a new Switch controller today, nice. The Pro controller. Or new Joy-Cons. One of these days I'm going to actually pick up a Pro controller. A Power A controller. Ah, okay. Well, I'm sure it's at least better than the Joy-Cons, so... That's my problem, is every time I even, like, think about getting a new controller, it's because one of my Joy-Cons is starting to throw a fit with the joysticks, starting to drift a little bit. But because I still use my Switch a decent amount, not as much as I was, like, last year, but still use it a decent amount in handheld mode, so, like, I need working Joy-Cons, but one of these days I'll pick up a Probably just a Pro Controller. Because I know the Pro Controller has a ridiculous battery life on it. You've gone through 3 sets of Joy-Cons? Yeah, that sounds about right. I've been lucky so far. I've only, I've repaired 1 Joy-Con, and then when I had a Sega one finally die, and I went, well, I don't feel like ordering another repair kit right now, so I just bought new ones. So I've gone through 1 set so far. Hopefully not too many more. Though I suspect I'll probably have to replace at least the left Joy-Con at least 1 more time. Just since that's the one they use for spinning around in circles anyways. For breeding and such. But yeah, it's strange how bad the Switch Joy-Cons are in terms of drift. Like, most console controllers will eventually start drifting, but usually they take a lot longer. Like, at least long enough that it's not unusual for them to survive the lifetime of the rest of the controller, we'll say. And then there's the Joy-Cons, so. What's funny is that the big issue is that basically the design of most joysticks, just by nature of how they're designed, they're gonna, the contacts that are actually like detecting the movement are gonna wear down eventually. And that's why it starts to get, like, kind of screwy. But there is a joystick design, or like a sensor design for it, or a couple different ones, actually, that don't have that problem. But for some reason, not even, like, I don't even think the Xbox Elite controllers use it, which is bizarre. You've been shiny hunting Milcery. It's a good hunt. I did that, earlier this year, I think, was the event for it. Or was, like, the repeat for the event. But I got all the different Milcery forms and a shiny Milcery and a shiny Alcremie. Or sorry, all the different Alcremie forms. And then a shiny Milcery and a shiny Alcremie. So one day I might have to go and get the other, like, 6 or 7 Alcremie forms that I need shiny. Because technically you don't need every variant shiny, because the only thing that changes on the shiny Alcremie is the whatever sweet you put on it. So you just need all the different variants with those. You don't actually have to worry about the flavors. Well, I guess you can if you want to, but there's no visual difference between, like, one flavor with the strawberry sweet as opposed to a different flavor with the strawberry sweet. You're going after a shiny fairy living dex in home? Nice. Yeah, I'm slowly but surely working on a shiny dex. I already got my living dex with, you know, the asterisk of 1 mythic Pokemon being, as of yet for me, unavailable, so I don't really mind cheating for it until it is available for me. But yeah, I've got 250 something shinies, I think. Something like that. I know it's over 200. I think it's like 230 in the national dex, and then like another 30 of the regional forms, like the Galarian, Alola. Well, I guess it's literally just Alola, Galar, and Hisui right now. You only have 160 something shinies. Well, only 160 shinies is still an absolute shit ton, but yeah, compared to other people that have been shiny hunting for a while, we're definitely pretty low on the totem here, but yeah, I mean, 160 is still a ton. Honestly, that's probably around where I'd be at if it weren't for Legends Arceus, to be honest. Because I got a lot of shinies in that game. Like, even besides the new Pokemon and the Hisuian forms and stuff. Hell, I just got I showed it off earlier, but I got a Drift Balloon last night. I wasn't even trying to shiny hunt, really. For your living decks, are you gonna do all the alternate forms of stuff, or are you just gonna focus on like one of each for like the national dex entries? Depends. Fair enough. Because, yeah, until a couple months ago, I hadn't planned on really doing all the alternate forms. I was going to do, like, Unknown and Alchemy and some, like, you know, the bigger ones, Pavilion. But then, like, a couple months ago, I was like, screw it. We might as well just get all of the, or as many of the alternate forms as we can. Some stuff is kind of out of my hands, like Deoxys, but anything that I can, I'll try and do. You won't count Mega Gardevoir, but you are counting Mega Audino. Okay, fair enough. Is the difference there that, like, the Mega itself has to have Fairy typing? I didn't really play a whole lot of the 3DS games, so I'm not super familiar with, like, Mega forms. Obviously, I know what they are, kind of, but, like, I don't necessarily know typings. How many more do I need? Oh, one more. I'll wait to say it. There we go. I was waiting to say this set's actually going pretty quick. Instead of, you know, sometimes where you ride in a circle for like, it feels like 10 minutes and you don't get an egg. All megas show up in home. Audino. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. So since Audino specifically gets fairy added because of Mega. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah, right now I'm like focusing on the Galarian forms. I want to try and get all of those before the new games come out. But just in general, I do want to eventually have a shiny dex. Once Scarlet and Violet are out, I'm gonna... Well, first I'm gonna beat them, obviously. And then I'm gonna try and focus on getting all the Paldean forms. And then we'll get all, like, the other new Pokemon that are introduced in Scarlet and Violet. Try and get all those shiny, and then we'll figure out what I'm gonna double back for after that. Super hyped for Scarlet and Violet? Yeah, me too. I'm definitely looking forward to it. So far, most of what we've seen seems pretty interesting. I know a lot of people are disappointed they're not just, like, copying the Legends Arceus gameplay. And that, like, you can't just hide in the bushes and throw a Pokeball to catch something, but I don't think it's the end of the world. I'm happy we're gonna get, like, the normal battle system back instead of whatever Legends Arceus was, where it was, like, kind of turn-based, but, like, you could sometimes go twice in a row and stuff like that. I much prefer the normal Pokemon style. Though, if we can get both of those, the, like, traditional battle style plus the, like, capturing from, you know, without battling, like we had in Arceus, that would be the best, but we'll see. Maybe we'll see that in future titles. I don't think they would have had enough time to pivot fully towards that after the release of Legends Arceus, so maybe in a future title. Can you saw what starter you're getting? Do you mean, can you say what starter you're getting? Because, yeah, I don't care. Are you asking what starters there are? You want the grass kitty? Okay, same here. As much as it's probably gonna get Incineroared and become furry bait, but it definitely looks the cutest of the set. I think it's gonna be the first time I take a grass starter too. Granted, I pretty much always take water. Don't know why you typed CSR. No worries. I figured that's what you meant. I just wasn't 100% sure, so I figured I would double check. Come on, one more egg. There we go. But yeah, I mean, like, all the starters in the new game look interesting so far. I think Fuecoco, or whatever the name is like the one I'm least interested in. Which is weird, because again, usually I'm like all fire types, but this one just doesn't really do much for me. Or at least it doesn't do as much as the Grass Cat and the Quaxley, but not... Or, sorry. Right, no, this one's called Quaxley. But it looks almost identical to Ducklet from Gen 5, which is an interesting choice by Game Freak, but, you know. The last egg hunt was to Denny. He did full odds breeding for it in Shield. Ugh. Yeah, I can't do a full odds hunt ever again. Or, I can, but not on stream. I'm at like... I can pull it up, actually, I think. Let me see. 3,800... So, 3,852 encounters on Registeel. Will probably be the last time I do one of those types of hunts on stream. Because... Granted, part of the problem is I went into that hunt thinking that the Shiny Charm worked on it, so I was expecting 1 in 1366. And then I went way past that. I was starting to get suspicious, and then I looked it up again, and right after I'd started my hunt previously, or back like last year, like October, I think, I guess like that information wasn't out yet, or maybe just somehow I missed it, but yeah. So, realizing that hunt was going to take at least 3 times as long as I thought was not pleasant. It took you 7k eggs? Yeah, that's Like, I'm dreading just getting up to 4,000 on Registeel. Hence why it's been like 6 months since the last time I tried to do it. It's still so weird that the shiny charm doesn't work on the Regis and Sword and Shield. It's like very bizarre. Hopefully there's no weird shit like that in Scarlet and Violet. Also, hopefully unlike BDSP, the shiny charm actually works on anything besides eggs. That was a brilliant choice by Ilka. Thanks for that one, guys. Though there were many bizarre decisions made with BDSP, so that was only one of many. But yeah, I generally think 1 in 512 for eggs is like the sweet spot, honestly. It's like it does take a little bit, so you're not getting them left and right, shinies that is, but it also generally doesn't take too terribly long. That said, I did not complain about the really good shiny odds in Legends Arceus. That was certainly not a problem for me. I will definitely take advantage of better odds, but I think, again, at least for breeding, 1 in 512 is pretty good. I do wonder what the like weird shiny mechanic's gonna be for Scarlet and Violet though. Because like this game had the weird thing tied in with like the aura Pokemon that wasn't that weird, and the Pokemon Company literally explained on the website for Scarlet or for Sword and Shield how it works, but then every PokeTuber decided to ignore that and just run with some other explanation of how it works, even though that wasn't at all how it worked. That was so weird. It only took until like last year for someone to test and be like, no, it works like this, and then you go and look at the Pokemon website and it literally works exactly how they said it did. Thanks, PokeTubers. Granted, I shouldn't say all of them. Some of them had it right and just somehow got drowned out, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, we had that in this game, which wasn't that great. Let's go Pikachu and Eevee. You had the catch combo, which got to be very good at like a catch combo of 30. And then BDSP, granted it was a remake of the Gen 4 games, but it brought back the Pokeradar chaining, which that was frustrating, but when it worked, you got really good odds on it. And then Legends Arceus had, you know, the outbreaks, which were awesome. I also really, really hope that, one, we have shinies in the overworld again. That would be very helpful. But also, being able to, like, save and have the shiny still be there, like in Legends Arceus, that was so nice. Did save me with the Wurmple once as well. You wonder as well, really want to see the starter Evos. Yeah, I'm a little worried about the Grass Cat, because again, that's how Litten was. It was very similar to Sprigatito, or however you pronounce its name. Very similar looking, and then it turned into Incineroar, which that was a choice. But we'll see. I know there is a leak about it, but... or supposedly there was a leak about it. We'll see if it's actually true or not. Either way, though, I'm committed to it, so one way or another, it's going to be my starter. Whether or not I regret that choice by level 36, we'll see. Galarian Corsola is cute. Yeah, I mean, it's literally dead coral that's sad because it's dead because we've killed the coral reefs, but, you know. I will say normal Corsola is pretty cute. Galarian Corsola, I guess, isn't uncute either. It's just, you know, the backstory for why it is how it is kind of depressing. But yeah, hopefully we can get this shiny tonight, because oh, I want to be done with this. It's supposed to be 1 in 512 odds, and well, we're at 800, so, you know. Granted, it happens. It's just, it hasn't happened to me yet, so it's kind of part of why this has been so brutal. But at least it's not like with my last one that I did. With I was hunting for a shiny coughing, so that way I could evolve it into Galarian Wheezing. And I got that pretty quickly. That was like 300 eggs or something like that. Only I realized, or rather it was pointed out to me, we're only at 4, right? Oh no, we're at 5. Cool. It was pointed out to me while I was on the stream that both my Ditto and my my coughing that I was using to breed were named in Japanese, which meant that I did not have Masuda method going, which means instead of being 1 in 512, that hunt was 1 in 1366. So, you know, I kind of got really lucky there. I can't really complain too much about this taking a while. But yeah, I got very lucky there. You need Galarian Wheezing? Yeah, I still need 8 Galarian forms? Because I need a Slowpoke, a Slowking, Corsola still, Zigzagoon, Linoon, Darumaka, Darmanitan, and Stunfisk. I want to say there's another species in there. Maybe not, though. Now I'm thinking about it. What do I think of the new Pokemon? Of what we've seen so far, they look pretty cool. Wiglet is kind of weird, just because it's so similar to Diglett. I get that that's, like, kind of the point of it. They kind of, like, emphasize that it's like, no, yeah, it looks like a Diglett, but it's not a Diglett. So that's going to be interesting. And then the Cerulege or whatever, and the other one. The ones that kind of look like Gallade, but not. Those are interesting. So far, all 2, I guess, of the Violet exclusive Pokemon that we've seen definitely look better than their Scarlet counterparts. But I haven't pre-ordered the game yet, but I've already kind of mentally committed to getting Scarlet. And then, what was it? Cloth? Was that the new crab Pokemon? That thing looks neat. We have 5 out of 16 members planned. Yeah, I'll wait till I actually, like, plan a team until the games are out. Actually, I won't even plan a team. I'll just roll with whatever I'm picking up along the way. Yeah, what else have we seen? The, oh... Smeargle, that's the name I was looking up. The one that's a Smeargle clone, it looks like. That's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I don't know. None of them look like really bad so far. The one that I probably like the least that we've seen so far is probably, not Ceruledge, but the opposite, the one that's supposed to be the, Graphii, yeah. But yeah, the Scarlet exclusive Pokemon that looks like a Galate knockoff is, only has, like, Mega Man blasters instead, I guess. That's probably the one that I've been least interested in. But, oh well. But, I mean, I'm gonna catch one of all of them anyways, so... even if they're ugly as hell, I'll pick one up. And, I mean, if they're good for the playthrough, then I'll use it on the playthrough anyways. Armoroge, yeah, or Rouge. Yeah, that'd be the one. But yeah, I definitely, I prefer the, Ceruledge and, Miraidon, as opposed to, Koraidon and, Armarouge. But, honestly, from what I've seen... do I have? Oh, I do have 5, okay. For some reason, I thought I only had, like, 3. Anyways. But yeah, from what I've seen, pretty much everyone seems to be saying that they're going to pick up Violet. So, since it'll make it easier for me to trade, I'll probably just pick up Scarlet. It will be interesting to see how much of a difference it makes to, like, the actual, the game itself. You're getting Violet, yeah, like, I think most people are, that's the route they're going. Which, I mean, makes sense, but... it just, since I'm going to have to trade for version exclusives anyways, it makes sense to have the one that's going to have a lower supply and a higher demand. Hopefully, anyways. We'll see if my plan here works out. But yeah, I am interested to see how much of a difference in, like, the actual, like, game world the version makes. Being that we have, like, different professors or anything. Totally not basing my opinion at all on the professors, by the way. Definitely has nothing to do with the Scarlet Professor. Anyways. But hopefully there's enough of a difference there that maybe I can justify at some point picking up the other game as well. Probably not, though. And even if it does, I mean, that would be a kind of down-the-line type thing, so I probably would end up with all the new Pokemon anyways before then. I believe they've said, and this could be wrong, because it could just be something that I read on Reddit, and, you know, how Reddit is. But I believe they've said that Pokemon Home will support the new games on day 1. Which would be really nice, and also unusual. Usually they wait a little bit to do it. And I won't be too upset if they do, to be honest. We'll see. It depends on how long they take. It also... I don't know, we'll see. You gonna head to bed? No worries. Thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. Hopefully you can catch me some other time as well. And I hope you sleep well. Alright, got 35 more of these to do tonight. That's the other thing, I probably won't be going much longer myself here. Probably like another 30 minutes. But just kind of a shorter stream tonight since, you know, I started at like 12:30. And then, since it's looking a lot like I'm not going to get this shiny tonight, we'll do another, like, 100 tomorrow. Maybe even 150, honestly. Yeah, I might try to push through tomorrow night. we'll see. It depends on, again, depends on if I get the shiny or not, but also it would be nice to wrap up on like a nice even 1,000. That'd be literally double odds. Let's hope it doesn't take that long. Let's hope. Though, I suppose I would have hoped it wouldn't take this long. This really ain't helping my plans to get all the Galarian forms before the new games come out. I'm gonna have to start doing a lot more off-stream shiny hunting. It's probably what I'm gonna have to do tonight. I don't think there's any way I can get away with like not doing that at the moment. Was that the last one I needed? No, okay, I do need one more. Because, yeah, even with, well, I suppose if I'm, now that I'm going back to 5 days a week for streaming, maybe we'll be better off? I don't know. But, once I get Let's Go Eevee wrapped up, all we got left to do is, the shiny hunt until the new games come out. But I still have so much stuff to do for hunts and whatnot. Like, obviously, I got all my Galarian forms. Need to finish up Registeel. I need to do that Ditto hunt in BDSP at some point. I'm going to do at least one, like, normal hunt in Let's Go Eevee once I wrap that up. Although, I think I'll wait to do the Let's Go Eevee shiny hunt until after I get all the Galarian forms, or after I get all the Paldean forms. Whichever, like, it depends on if I get this done before the new games come out. But then also for, like, offline hunts, I'm still working on getting another Zorua. So that way I never have to see that demon again after the way that thing hurt me in Legends Arceus. Hisu and Zorua. Probably the worst of the shiny hunts I did in that game. Yeah, I hated that more than Quilava. Or Cyndaquil rather. I guess both. We did both at the same time because we were just trying to get a Hisuian Typhlosion. But just like the way they would sometimes spawn inside that rock, and then just where the position is for the grass makes throwing balls at them, specifically jet balls, really inconsistent. And plus that fucking area likes to crash a lot, and it's just, god, that hunt was just ugh. So that's part of why I want to just like get Zorua done, because the way that thing hurt me in Legends Arceus, I just like, I think it was shortly after I did that shiny hunt actually in Legends Arceus, I loaded up this game and started breeding for a shiny one. Not Hisuian though, the Unnovan version, because I already had the Zoroark from the Wild Area event in this game actually, and then obviously the two Hisuian versions, or Hisuian Zoroark and Hisuian Zorua. So I'm still working on that a little bit. Cobalion is another one I need to go back to. I have no idea where I'm at on Cobalion because I've not kept track on that hunt at all. And then at some point I'm gonna have to come back to doing Shaman and Arceus and Darkrai and BDSP, probably after I do Ditto at some point. Plus I need to like at least get the two new Regis, and well, maybe get the two new Regis from the Crown Tundra, Regieleki and Regidrago, which that's like another 1 playthrough. kind of. I guess. Plus, I still need to wrap up my other Legends Arceus playthrough, because I still need the other form of Enamorus. Which, something I thought about earlier today, is I'm actually a little bit of a hypocrite, I've realized. Because, well, granted, my situation changed a little bit on this, but, with... trying to think how I want to word this. With Deoxys, before I got my Deoxys, there's one place where you can always get a legit Deoxys, kind of always get, and that's, in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire on the 3DS, the Gen 3 remakes. After you beat the game, the post-game stuff includes... at the end of at the end of the post-game, you can catch a Deoxys, which is awesome. But I was like, I'm not going to play through an entire game just to get one Pokemon. Like, I don't care enough. Except now I'm playing through all of Legends Arceus again to catch one Pokemon that I already have. I just want a different form of it. There is a little difference there in that I would have to go buy one of the Gen 3 remakes, because I don't own any of them. So I'd have to buy one of those specifically for one Pokemon, whereas I was already, getting Legends Arceus anyways. I've already played through it and whatnot. And also just the fact that it's on the 3DS for Deoxys, especially with all that stuff getting shut down soon. I think in 6 months that stuff all gets shut down, for good. Or the 3DS eShop gets shut down for good. I don't think you can use a credit card on it anymore. I think you can only use, the prepaid cards. So, if you go to, Target or something and buy a eShop code card. I almost want to say you can add funds through the Switch, and then they'll be available on the 3DS. I want to say that might be a thing that I read on Reddit, but again, on Reddit, and also look that up before you even consider doing that. But then I think sometime not too long from now, actually, I think they're shutting down the using code cards as well. And then in March next year, I believe they're just shutting down the eShop entirely. Now, I could pick up a physical copy of the Gen 3 remakes, and then I would have to buy a new charger for my 3DS and make sure that I have Pokemon Bank on it. Because once the eShop goes down, there will be no way to download Pokemon Bank anymore. The good thing is they are making it completely free. For right now, it's technically it's $5 a year or something like that. It's something fairly meaningless. But there is a slight charge. But they are making it, once the eShop goes down, so you wouldn't be able to pay for it anymore, they're making it so it's just going to be free, which is nice. I'm glad they're doing that. It does suck that there will be no way to get Pokemon Bank anymore. Though, I wonder if there's a way around that. I wonder if there's a way to, side load Pokemon Bank onto a 3DS without, doing it through the eShop. And without, pissing off, any anti-piracy stuff. So you'll still be able to, transfer your stuff to Pokemon Home and whatnot. I wonder if there is. Because I want to say there's actually a Pokemon ROM hack, actually. It's some variant of Pokemon Crystal, I think? But I want to say that stuff, actually, you can, because it doesn't add any Pokemon, I don't think. So you can actually, you're supposed to be able to transfer Pokemon from that into, Pokemon Bank, potentially. I remember hearing about that from something. I think it was a stream I was watching. They were looking at different ROM hacks to potentially play through. And one of them mentioned that. Was it Fool's Gold? It might have been Fool's Gold. Might have been the name of it. Maybe not. Don't quote me on that. But there is one that was claiming that anyways. So in theory, I mean, if you can do that, then you should be able to, figure out somehow. But, like, it's just... To go back and play a 3DS game, I don't know how much I care. I'm gonna be honest. But we'll see. But hopefully we get something for Deoxys, either in this or... I don't think we're going to get anything for BDSP in terms of events at this point. I think we've got all 3 of the events that we were going to get, that being for Shaman. Well, actually, I guess it's only 2, huh? Because Shaman and Darkrai. Because Arceus, you can kind of always access... did I get my last egg? I did get my last egg, whoops. But yeah, Arceus, you can kind of... Yeah, something is not right where my Y button is being funky, because it's happened a lot on this stream tonight where I've hit Y multiple times and it doesn't work multiple times. Hold on a sec. I can find out real quick how bad my delay is. Actually, it might be even better than it was before. Huh. Also, I think that's just an audio issue that I have with that. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, let's get going on these 25 more eggs. Also, I really hope we see those, we see, like, the Gen 1, 2, and hopefully 3, those generations of Pokemon games come to Nintendo Switch Online. Like, that would get me to finally actually buy the expansion pass thing, whatever the fuck. I was actually kind of tempted with Animal Crossing, having that expansion be on there, and then also the Mario Kart DLC, but... Or is the Mario Kart DLC just straight up free? I forget. But, like, it's tempting, but not yet. But if they ever add the old Pokemon games to that, then yeah, absolutely. Or, you know, the emulator they do with, like, the SNES and N64 is on there. And there is some Pokemon stuff on there. Again, for the N64. So far it's, Pokemon Snap and Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2. Which, maybe one day I'll play through Pokemon Snap on stream or something. Do you need the expansion? I think you do need expansion pass for N64 games. Fuck. But that could be a fun stream. Maybe I could try and 100% it on stream or something. That'll have to wait for a little bit, though. But yeah, I would love to see at least the Game Boy Color, or Game Boy Advance games for Pokemon end up on that service. Which we do know there is an emulator for it. Like an official, like, one that... I don't think Nintendo made it, but they contracted it out to the same company that's done some of their other, like, in-house emulators. Because they were testing, because they were, testing... Well, something got tested with them. Like, it got leaked that they exist, and then it's also, like... As part of that leak is, like, yeah, they'd been tested for stuff like trading Pokemon, I believe was one of the actual things. So, like, some of the network stuff actually still works. Which, funnily enough, is why the GoldenEye re-release, that's on, like, all the new consoles, it only has online multiplayer for the Switch. Because it's basically just using the Switch emulator stuff to, like, just do that. Instead of them having to, like, figure out how to make that work, they're just using the built-in emulator on the Switch. Whereas with the other consoles, there is no built-in emulator for it, so some of that stuff doesn't necessarily work, which is kind of funny. And then, but yeah, I mean, like, we know those exist, and we know there was some testing done with a Pokemon game. I forget which game it was, but if I remember correctly, it was some sort of trading. Like, trading Pokemon, so, you know, maybe. Especially with, you know, those games, you know, the Gen 1 and Gen 2 games won't be available on, well, on 3DS anymore. I mean, if you already have them downloaded, then you're fine, but otherwise, you're SOL. And currently, that's the only way to get, like, OG versions of Pokemon from Gen 1 and Gen 2. Because there is no way to transfer from, like, an original cartridge. There's no way to transfer a Pokemon from Gen 1 or 2 up past that. The virtual console versions work because they work with Pokemon Bank, which kind of sucks because they'll have to make whatever they do with that stuff, they'll need to make it work with Pokemon Home. Or maybe they won't. They decided not to do that with Battle Stadium. Thanks, guys. But also, I think that's a lot less important for the Battle Stadium. Well, the Battle Stadium games just kind of don't matter, I don't think, to Nintendo. I think they're just throwing them on there because they can. So yeah, being able to, like, import your Pokemon like you would have with the N64 and from your, you know, Game Boy or whatever. Not being able to do that kind of makes those games pointless, but also, like, that game itself is kind of pointless. So, or those games themselves. Whereas if you can't transfer Pokemon from, like, if they bring yellow version or crystal version to the Switch via the emulation, it would kind of really suck if you couldn't transfer your Pokemon from that. Because again, you can't transfer from the original cartridges, only from the 3DS versions. Now, Gen 3 and up, you can transfer the Pokemon. You have to, there's a bunch of steps to it, but you can do it. Gen 1 and 2, there is no path there. There's no way to transfer your Pokemon from Gens 1 and 2 to Gen 3, and that would be the requirement because you'd have to get Gen 3 to import to any of the other games. Because it's like you have to take it from Gen 3 to Heart Gold, Soul Silver, to then Gen 5, to then use the 3DS and the Pokebank, like, importer stuff to import it into Bank, and then import from Bank into Pokemon Home. So, there's a few steps involved. But yeah, basically, I forget exactly what the reason is, but it just wasn't really possible for them to make the Gens 1 and 2 games compatible with Gen 3, which was a shame. But I mean, at the time, it wasn't a big deal. Also, something I learned recently from a VGC Wolfie video is that actually Gen 3 was the original Dexit. You know, the thing that everyone bitched about with Sword and Shield about, oh, half the Pokemon aren't available in the game. Actually, that was the case in Gen 3 as well. Now, I think they might have been in the files, and you might have been able to transfer them from the Fire Red and Leaf Green back to the original Gen 3 games, but I don't remember for sure on that. But when Gen 3 originally came out, there was like a third of the Pokemon were missing. Actually, now that I think about it, yes, you could. I think because you can get, like, you can complete, like, the national decks in the Gen 3 games, but you do have to have, like, Fire Red and Leaf Green, as well as, like, a bunch of other shit. Because since you have to have, like, 2 consoles to do that, so you would need, you know, yeah, it was a bit of a mess. But yeah, I never knew that. I didn't realize that, like, technically when Gen 3 came out, all the Pokemon were missing. They might have been there in the files ready to be imported, but, like, until the remakes came out, there was no way to do that. So, just an interesting little thing. But yeah, I would love to see the first 3 gens come over to the virtual console type stuff. The reason why I'm not as, but I don't think gens 4 or 5 or the 3DS generations either. I don't think those will happen for a very long time, if ever, on Switch, because being those titles all used the dual screen mechanic of the DS, hence the DS dual screen. I think. Anyways, or maybe that's just a coincidence. I'm pretty sure not. But anyways. But yeah, since the DS and the 3DS titles all had dual screens, making that work is going to be a lot more difficult. Both because of, like, touch control type stuff, although the 3DS, or the Switch rather, does have a touch screen. But like the touch controls, or just, you know, the fact of how do you organize there being 2 separate screens on a single screen and stuff like that. Yeah, it's going to be a lot more complicated. And as far as I know, there isn't a DS or 3DS emulator for the Switch yet. Again, in terms of like official Nintendo stuff. Because there is one for Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. It's just, I don't think any currently released title makes any use of it. But yeah, since those, like, you know, the original handheld games were all, you know, just a single screen. Because it's just, you know, in the middle of your thing. Yeah, anyways, I don't know. It would also be nice for me, because I've never played any of the Gen 3 games. Didn't play the originals, didn't play the remakes of Gen 1 with Fire Red and Leaf Green. I also never played the remakes of the Gen 3 games with ORAS. So, one way or another, I'll have to play through those eventually. I've also never actually played through the original Gen 1 games. I've played a little bit of them, but I've never played through them all the way. I originally played a gold version on the Game Boy Advance. Well, it was a Game Boy Color game, but I played it on my Game Boy Advance. Yeah, played gold version. Played, never beat it. Never got past the Ice Cave, actually, so I never even got up to the 8th gym. Because I was a stupid kid. Same with Crystal version, actually. I had Crystal version. Never got past that Ice Cave. And then didn't play any of Gen 3. Didn't play Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum. But I played Heart Gold or Soul Silver, or specifically Heart Gold. And being that, you know, my original Pokemons were Gen 2 games, I had a ton of fun with that. Especially because it was, like, just the right period of time where, like, all my friends in school were also playing Heart Gold or Soul Silver, and so it's just, like, all of us just hanging out and fucking playing Pokemon. It was fantastic. And then I picked up a Gen 5 game used a while after it came out, but not too long, because my Darkrai, actually, that I got, yeah, in Gen 5, I have an event Darkrai. All my other event Pokemon from Gen 5 are all, I use the DNS exploit for, which, it's not, like, straight up hacked in, which is why I'm fine with it. But, like, because you're using the game and all the stuff inside the game to basically, well, you're using mechanics within inside the game, and you're using a third-party server to basically reactivate events that you missed in the past. So they were all events that were real, you know. Everything is legit within those, you know, numbers for those events. They're just, the events themselves were, I didn't access necessarily legitimately because they had already expired. But my Darkrai was actually legit. I just, I happened to be playing that game when there was a Darkrai event, and I got it. So I was like, sweet, that's awesome. So yeah, that's interesting. My, like, Darkrai is my only legit one. But yeah, I played a little bit of Gen 5. Didn't get very far into it. I think I got, like, just past the second or third gym. And then same thing with Gen 6. I played a little bit of Gen 6. I think I got past, like, the first gym. Just didn't get very far into that again. Didn't originally play Gen 7. I have played it since then, but I haven't, I didn't beat it. Because I was just doing it for, Living Dex completion. And actually, there was a couple Pokemon that I still had left that I was just like, I can't keep playing this game. There's way too many cutscenes, and just way too much of just, like, you're just watching the game and not playing it. And then also, because I entered it with a mindset of, yeah, I'm just going to get in real quick, just get the Pokemon that I want, and then stop playing. And so that kind of ruined it for me anyways. And then, yeah, and then Gen 8 was like, or not even Gen 8, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is when, like, I came back to Pokemon, because it was all on the Switch. And I loved the fuck out of Let's Go Eevee. You know, that's why I'm doing another playthrough of it right now, just to do another playthrough. Loved that game a lot. Obviously, motion controls kind of suck. It only being 151 Pokemon kind of sucked. But, like, I knew what I was getting into with it, so I enjoyed it. And then Sword and Shield, I understand aren't great games, but God, I have enjoyed my time with these games. My biggest complaints are the story's kind of dumb, and it doesn't let you enjoy it at all, because anytime something interesting happens, it says, no, don't worry about that. We'll, you know, just keep doing your gym challenge stuff. You don't worry about anything interesting that might be happening. It's only, like, kind of at the very end that you finally get to, like, be involved in it. And then it's extremely stupid, because it's like, yeah, hey, we're going to run out of energy in, like, 10,000 years. So I'm going to do something about it right now and basically cause the apocalypse in doing so. Cool job. Good job, Game Freak. Thanks, guys. What a good story you wrote there. I mean, like, I don't know. It was more Pokemon, honestly. I don't know, I didn't mind it. Like, as much as that stuff was, like, not great, you know what? One of my, like, guilty pleasure games, Final Fantasy 13-2, also doesn't have a good story. In fact, actually has a terrible story. Because that game has time travel, and, spoiler alert, they didn't do time travel well. It was okay. I mean, it was serviceable. I didn't really, you know, it wasn't like I was playing it going like, this is fucking stupid. But, like, after I beat it, I went, yeah, that wasn't anything special. But I will say, Final Fantasy 13-2, probably one of my favorite JRPGs of all time in terms of gameplay. I thoroughly enjoyed playing that game so much. Plus, it was very pretty. Soundtrack was fantastic. And yeah, the gameplay was a ton of fun. The, like, monster mechanic to it, which was, like, I was gonna say, yeah, it's like Pokemon. No, it wasn't. It wasn't at all like Pokemon. But there was, like, a mechanic of you have, like, a monster that you've captured that you can use as your third-party member. And there's, like, training you can do for them and stuff. So there's something to it. But yeah, back to Pokemon. Yeah, I mean, Sword and Shield I loved. Obviously, I understand the games could have been better, but I did enjoy them for what they are. BDSP was pretty meh. I did enjoy playing through it. Kind of. It was very easy. And then you get to the end of the game and it's very hard. Because the Elite Four just, like, eviscerates your ass. Especially Cynthia. Though I think I did beat it on the first try, but I did a little bit of grinding beforehand. But it was an interesting battle. It's just, it's not even that, like, I necessarily don't like the game being easy. And it's not like I don't like the ending being hard. I'm fine with either of those. I'm even fine with the game starting super easy and then getting hard by the end. I just would like there to have been any gradient there. Because it was like, the whole game's easy, the whole game's easy, the whole game's easy. You beat all the gyms, you get to Elite Four, lube up. You're about to take it real hard, motherfucker. Like, what? Where did this come from? So... but I mean, other than that, BDSP was okay. The breeding wasn't stellar. Isn't stellar. I already talked about it in the past tense, because I already moved on from it. Last 5 eggs, by the way. But yeah, the breeding wasn't great. It wasn't bad, it's just like... It's slower than Sword and Shield, so there's no real reason to do it, except for Pokemon that you can't get in Sword and Shield right now. Didn't like Poke Radar chaining. Way too inconsistent. Great when you get a full chain, but trying to get a full chain is just aggravating to all fucking hell. Shiny Charm doesn't work on anything but eggs, so there's no real reason to do anything but breed. Nicest thing about it, though, is basically no shiny locking. There is a gift Mew and a gift Jirachi that you get very early on in the game. If you have save data from, I believe, Let's Go, either one of them is for the Let's Go games, I assume Mew, and then the other is for the Sword and Shield, which I assume is Jirachi. Anyways, those gift Pokemon are shiny locked. Nothing else in the game is shiny locked as far as I know. Including all the legendaries, including your mythics like Shaman and Darkrai and Arceus, which is awesome. Love that. Pretty much the brightest spot of BDSP. But again, Shiny Charm doesn't work on those, so you're gonna work for those shinies. Yeah, and then Legends Arceus. Legends Arceus is one of my most fun Pokemon experiences ever, for sure. Other than like Heart Gold, and again, that just has the fact that friends are OP. And getting to, you know, have like all your friends playing the game at the same time as you is just great. Yeah. And that's basically my Pokemon experience. I have gone back and played through all of one of the Gen 5 games, either Black or White. It wasn't the sequel one. I played through all of Y, didn't finish 7. Never really played Gen 1 or Gen 3 games. So I really hope, that's why I really hope those games come out for Nintendo Switch Online or whatever. So that way well, I prefer they just sell them for like $10 on the eShop, but that won't happen. Alright. So we are 81.01% likely. After 850 eggs, you are 81.01% likely to have seen at least one shiny. I have seen 0. I want to die. Okay, well, let's put these away. We'll save. We'll wrap up for the night. So I think tomorrow I will try to do 150. It will be a shorter stream, so I'm not going to make any promises on that. Because it could just be 100. It depends on how I'm feeling after work. It depends on how late I get out of work. But we'll try to. God, please let me get the shiny tomorrow. I've wanted to get the shiny for like the last 3 times I've looked for it. I want to get the shiny every time I look for it. What the fuck am I even saying? But you get what I mean. It's been a minute, and we've gone way over. What are our odds going to be at 1,000? Well, first, so next stream we'll do 511 divided by 512. Put you to the 150th power. So there's about a 25.4, so about a 25% chance that we'll get the shiny tomorrow. That's just any 150 eggs. There's 25% chance that you'll get a shiny from them at 1 in 512 odds. In addition, 1,000. So 1,000 will be at about an 85% chance that we'll have seen at least one. In fact, actually about an 86. So, hey, game, please be nice tomorrow. Please, I need this. I did put these away, right? I think I saved too. Yep. Alright, save again. So, yeah, that's the plan for tomorrow. Regardless of how that goes, even if I don't have it, please, for the love of fuck, please. Even if I don't have it, though, or if I do get it. If I get it early tomorrow, I might not do anything else, honestly. I might, if I get it on the first egg tomorrow, that might just be a 5-minute stream. Probably not. I'll probably do something else. The YouTube video is going to be real short, though. But yeah, Saturday, we'll look for this. Sunday, we'll play more Let's Go Eevee. We'll do the last 2 gyms. Hopefully, we'll do the last 2 gyms. So we'll face off against Blaine, I believe, the fire gym, and Giovanni, the whatever the fuck gym. I don't think he has a set type for it. And then no stream Monday, no stream Tuesday. Those are my days off. Wednesday, we'll try and wrap up Let's Go Eevee. I might have said Legends Arceus a little bit ago. I meant Let's Go Eevee, if I did. Yeah, I'll probably do some grinding in between Monday and Wednesday, or Sunday and Wednesday, so that way I can make sure I'm like at the correct level for the Elite Four. We might also do, what I might do is I might just go through all of Victory Road and stuff and just get to the Elite Four, do that, and then also go catch the Legendaries. That might be what I do. But yeah, that's the game plan for right now. Then we'll worry about the rest of it past that, because again, it depends on if I get this shiny Corsola or not, because then that depends on if I'm gonna still be hunting this. Still. Hopefully not. But we'll see if we have to, or if we get to start something else or not. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. It's late. I'm tired. I barely drank any of my energy drink. That might be why. But yeah. If you're watching this on YouTube, hey, you can follow me on Twitch. You get to watch everything live. And, I mean, finding shinies is way more interesting when you get to see it live. Don't really know what else to say there. Also, I mean, my VODs do take a couple of days to get uploaded usually. Speaking of, which one came out? I think my last Galarian Corsola hunt actually just went live today. Let's Go Eevee should be going live in the morning today, or at 10 a.m., so in like 8 hours from when this stream. And this will go live the day after. Which, speaking of those VODs, hey, if you're watching on Twitch and you're watching like the Twitch VODs, hey, those are only up for 15 days. So all my VODs over on YouTube, most of my VODs, some of them are crap, so I don't upload them. But like my Sword and Shield, or my, Sword playthrough, BDSP, Legends Arceus, Let's Go Eevee, those are all up over there, as well as pretty much all my shiny hunts. Yeah, and yeah, you get more than 15 days to watch those before they get auto-deleted by Twitch. Plus, they're higher quality, because I recorded at a higher quality than I stream at. 6,000 kilobit, not a whole lot I can do with that. Recording-wise, I can record it usually about twice that, which helps a ton. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. So yeah, tomorrow we'll do some more shiny hunting of Galarian Corsola. Please let this be the last one. I know I've begged like 13 times in the last 5 minutes, but please, for the love of fuck, I want to be over this. I want off Galarian Corsola's wild ride. Anyways, though, thanks everyone who watched. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time.